This is what I've been waiting for! We are about to beat hardcore without Toxic Gunner! No, wait! My stream just glitched! Oh no, I lagged out! Can we please do it again? Alright. You guys had to know I was gonna make another hardcore video because I'm obsessed with it right now. And I was so mad that I couldn't get past wave 25 that I left this message on the original video. And then BAM! This happened. No, you don't need to adjust your computer screen. You're seeing that right. I'm playing with 2 of the 3 people that beat hardcore without Toxic Gunner. And guess what they did? They actually made a strategy guide for all of us to follow. And it actually works. This is amazing. I mean, this is what we've been waiting for. So let me go ahead and give a big fat shout out to these amazing human beings that made all of our dreams come true. Sneaky, Obstacle, Spring FN, Developer Big Head, Dr. Mindblocks, and Pugs Gamers. Keep up the good work, y'all. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell you right now that we did not win this game. Go ahead and skip to the end and see how close we came. I know you're gonna do it anyway, but the point is we could have won, and I'm gonna talk to you about what you can do to win and what you have to do to be sure you get to wave 50 every time, because the fact is that with this strategy you can get to wave 50 every time. I know that because we literally got there every single time we played. I will be linking this strat in the description of this video so you can give it a shot with your friends. And here's what's crazy about it: you don't need Toxic Gunner or the Accelerator. In fact, it actually works better with the turret, which I'm gonna explain later. Okay, so first things first, expect to lose a lot as you learn exactly what to do. You gotta get very familiar with the strat to the point where you have it memorized. Everybody playing in this game has it memorized, and it allows us to play perfectly. I was player 2 for this game, which is the player using the minigunner and the mortar. And just like I was saying in my last video, you have got to really memorize when you change the targeting for these towers. And one amazing thing the legendary strat makers did with this strategy document is actually put in when to change your targeting. This is the last thing I thought someone was going to be able to do with a strategy, because I thought it was going to be really hard to communicate this kind of minute detail to you guys. But the upside is, if you can memorize this strategy, I know you can get past wave 25. And if you can get past wave 25, you should be able to get all the way to wave 50. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut right to the end and explain what you have to do on wave 50 to give yourself a shot at winning. First off, this is completely dependent on RNG for whether or not you win. The Void Reavers have got to get stuck on that bug at the end of the bridge and stand there for a while in order for your Rangers to do enough damage to kill them. And so let me explain that what happened in our game that caused us to lose was that the second Void Reaver only stood there for a few seconds before stomping, and that's how they get unstuck. So as long as the Reaver doesn't stomp when he's stuck, he'll continue to just stand there, but as soon as he stomps, he's gone and he'll get outside the range of your Rangers really quickly. But if you can get him low enough while he's stuck there, you might be able to kill him right in that spot, or you might have to rotate some towers to the back to finish him off. And you'll notice that in our game, he gets in with freaking 25,000 health. That's all he had left when he killed us, man. And even though he wasn't stuck on the bridge for very long in this game, I still think we could have won if one of our teammates hadn't lagged out. You'll notice that before the Reaver kills us, Obstacle, or Cole, as he likes to be called, leaves the game. I think if he had still been there, he could have rotated his Rangers to the back with me, and we could have finished off that last 25,000 health. Another thing you're going to want to do on wave 50 is place all of your ace pilots at max level at the front of the path. You'll see Obstacle do that in this game, and what this does is it kills all of the minor enemies that the Reavers spawn so that the Rangers and Minigunners can just focus on the heavy hitters. This allowed us to kill the first Reaver before he even gets to the bug on the bridge. And another thing I want to mention is that you do not want to set any of your Rangers to strongest on the final wave. I did that in a different game and it stopped us from killing the first Void Reaver fast enough. So just leave them on first, kill the first Void Reaver, and then focus on the second one. Alright, and the last warning I want to give you guys about wave 50 is that you really have to look out for soul spam, because the Reavers are going to spawn a lot of souls. And if you don't have good hidden detection from your turrets and golden minis, they're going to kill you. This is actually footage from the very first run we did together, and you can see that it's just terrible RNG with the first Reaver stomping and spawning souls at the same time. This is just pure bad luck that caused us to lose because all of our hidden detection was stunned. It actually never happened again after that. And so I want to point out that this is why the turrets are better than the accelerators for beating hardcore right now, because the turrets do a better job of targeting the individual souls and killing them before they get outside of their range. And what'll happen with the accelerators is they'll go into that stupid pause animation where they aren't firing and the souls will get away from them. You just don't have this problem with the turrets. I recommend setting up everything exactly how you see it here. You'll want to spread out your minigunners so they don't all get stunned by the Void Reavers at the same time. I also recommend being ready to sell and replace a few just in case they're stunned when the souls spawn. And that covers the final wave. Now I want to talk to y'all about how to get past wave 25. So I think that if you follow the strat exactly, you shouldn't have a problem with this, but I want to point out some of the important things, at least from player 2's perspective. You have got to get the level 3 minigunner at the beginning of wave 23, which you can absolutely do reliably. Now I just want to say that you might be able to survive the shadow boss on wave 23 with the level 2 mini, but you definitely have to have it to kill the mega slows on wave 24 before the shadow bosses on wave 25 show up. And the way you're going to get the mini to level 3 by wave 23 is for player 1 to get the DJ to level 3 at the same time. This lowers the price of the level 3 mini enough for you to afford it. Otherwise, you're going to have to farm for another wave. And speaking of farming, this is the most important thing for player 2. You've got to have a very specific farming strategy from the beginning of the game to get the money you need. This means you have to focus on farming instead of placing military bases. In fact, you should only have to place one level 2 military base before getting your minigunner to level 3. All of the rest of your effort is going to be spent placing and upgrading farms. Now, the only way you can do this and not take too much damage is if player 3 focuses on military bases. Again, this is all in the strategy document, so if you follow that exactly, you'll be fine. I just want to explain to you guys why you're doing what you're doing. So player 3 is just going to be focusing on farming and placing mill bases. They're going to end up placing 3 level 2 military bases, which are going to take care of the invisible enemies and the lead bosses. Don't be like me and get scared sometimes and place another military base. Then you definitely won't have that money for the level 3 minigunner when you need it. Another thing that's going to allow for player 2 to focus on farming for the mini is player 1 really controlling their targeting on the ace pilots. This will allow them to do the most damage possible to the appropriate enemies. So you guys can basically think of yourselves as very intricate cogs fit into a very well-made machine with a very specific purpose. Get past wave 25. If everybody is doing their part, this is the most reliable strategy in the world. And if things are getting a little bit hairy on wave 25, player 2 might have to place another level 2 military base, but that didn't happen to us very often. And as player 2, you've also got to be sure to have 5 mortars placed when wave 25 starts, or else the onslaught of lead bosses are going to kill you. Trust me, it happened to us, and yeah, it was my fault. So just one more word about player 2 before I let you go. You have to be really specific with where you place your first mortar. It took me some practice to get it right, but you want to put it exactly where I put mine. And then you also want to be sure to sell it on wave 24 so player 3 can put a commander underneath it. And basically, you just need to practice with the strat, really focus on learning your targeting, especially as player 2 using the minigunner. Sometimes it's got to be hitting first, and sometimes it's got to be hitting strongest. Also, make sure you spread out your minigunners like I do. Put some near the spawn and put some in the back behind the rangers. Again, this will ensure that they don't all get stunned at the same time. Oh, and one more thing before I go. I just want to say that even though we have a really good strat now, it's exactly as I said it was going to be. In my opinion, it's still extremely difficult to beat hardcore, especially since the last wave is completely RNG based and we have to rely on a glitch from the Void Reavers getting stuck on the bridge. So even though you don't have to use the bug toxic gunner to win, you still have to rely on a bug. Crazy. Alright, best of luck to you guys. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions. I'm still going to get you some video proof of us using this strat to win, so be on the lookout for that. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button with your forehead, hit the subscribe button with your big toe, and turn on notifications however you can so you don't miss any of my amazing upcoming content. And I will see you guys next time. Take care, be safe, and never forget what I always say. Peace!